Time now, 5:08, and thankfully for a second week in a row, they actually get a decent forecast for football Friday night.
Exactly, because when it first started off, it was not too hot. I felt bad for them, but I was just enjoying watching from home.
Exactly.
And I'm glad it's happening tonight as opposed to last night because we hit 98 degrees yesterday.
It was very hot outside yesterday.
So even though we didn't have that humidity, it was still just blazing hot out there. I was out there at the pool, and eventually I was just like, no more. I'm going to go inside. But now, not so much. 67 here in Macon. That cold front has slid on through. Take a look up in North Georgia. It is 48 degrees this morning in Blairsville, 57 in Athens. So yes, cooler air is on its way in. Also much drier air. You can see that now in parts of North Georgia. That's sliding down towards the south as well. All the tropical stuff down along the Florida state line. So that front's down towards the south. We've got cooler air in place here across central Georgia. And quite honestly, we're going to be fairly quiet as we head into the next few days. Check this out as we roll through the morning hours into the afternoon. This time yesterday, this model was showing 93 degrees at the noon hour for yesterday. Today, 73. And all we're going to do today is touch 80 degrees, spend most of the day in the 70s, plenty of sunshine to go around, dry air, and then check this out tomorrow morning. Low 50s, maybe even a few 40s sprinkled in across the area. It'll feel fairly nice, fairly chilly out there. So if you're up early, headed to Athens for the Georgia game, going to want the jacket as you step out the door. Then for Saturday afternoon, we are right back into the 80s, low 80s at that. So still feeling pretty nice out there before a second front arrives here on Sunday. That has the potential to bring with it definitely some cloud cover, but also a few showers across central Georgia. So the mornings finally beginning to feel like fall. I've got 61 this morning, 50 tomorrow morning, and then back into the 60s ahead of that next front. All right, let's talk about Tropical Depression 9. It was classified by the National Hurricane Center just about 10 minutes ago with the 5 a.m. advisory. Winds of 35 miles an hour. It actually had a circulation for the past 12 to 24 hours, but the storms are now co-located with that circulation, which is what led to that classification. It's moving towards the west-northwest here at 13 miles an hour. This is the first cone that comes in from the National Hurricane Center, expected to intensify into a tropical storm before making that turn towards the north. Now, up until about Monday early morning, right about here, we have a high amount of certainty in the forecast. Beyond that, a tremendous amount of uncertainty. You might remember the past few mornings I've been talking about how the models were in fairly good agreement and bringing the storm into the Gulf of Mexico. Well, now the models are all over the place, to put it mildly, and we are not very confident in that forecast extremely far out at this point. This is the GFS and its different members. Notice a lot of the spaghetti plots also keeping this in the eastern Gulf of Mexico. So something we're going to continue to watch closely here in central Georgia. Also the main GFS model pulling it across Florida, then towards the north, it looks like. So we've got a lot of things to figure out, and we're going to be doing that here over the next few days. 80 degrees going to be the high temperature today, the second day of fall. I'm saying that because yesterday was technically the first day and we hit 98. Sunrise this morning is at 7:23. Here's your Football Friday night forecast. Could you ask for much better weather than this? 80s down into the 70s. No clouds either. Yeah, pretty nice. Weekend looks pretty nice as well. A 20% chance of rain there on Sunday. And then take a look at next week. How about highs consistently in the 70s potentially? By the time we get to the end of the week, yeah, pretty nice here in central Georgia.